got another one in the series of When the Grid Goes Down. Until, well, like 2 years ago, I was living at my parents' house. They are on the grid, with electricity at least. And yeah, long story, but basically years back, the government ran into quite a bit of debt. In order to alleviate that debt, we sold our power stations, our power lines, and all the, domestic, individual transformers, substations, all that got sold out to foreign companies in an effort to pay off this massive amount of debt that the state government of Victoria had racked up under, well, the Kane government. And a man by the name of Jeff Kennett and his government decided that, this is one of the ways we can get out of debt. So they privatised the power system. Well, since then there's been a bit of sort of, shall we say, what have we got to pay maintenance for sort of a mentality. They just want to see the profit, they don't want to see the maintenance. So they don't sort of maintain the lines like they used to. And the ones around here had a few issues. The local little newspaper, there's no big commercial stuff, it's just run by one bloke and his family. Goes to a lot of surrounding towns. He ran an article whereby some of the old bachelors who lived in the town up the road basically had sat there with a pen and paper, and every time the power went off they wrote it down. And these two old bachelors compared their lists, and they found that in the 1 year the power had shut off 56 times in the 1 year. Now the spokesperson for the power company said that it was just a whole big ruckus caused by this small newspaper. And he's telling this to the same people who experienced the power going off. I don't know how stupid these PR people think they are, coming out with stuff like, it didn't go off that amount of times, you're just making a ruckus. And they're trying to tell this to the same people who have had it going off. That just doesn't even make sense. It's like somebody telling me that even though I've seen the sky's blue, that's just a load of crap, and it's really red, and everybody's saying it's red, so I don't know what colour it is because it's really red, and you've just got to take our word for it that it's red, regardless of the fact I can look out the window and say it's blue. But anyway, regardless of all that, it went off 56 times in the year. We actually got compensation for the fact that it went off so many times. These would range to 15-second outages to full-on 8 to 11 hour outages. Now, there came a point where I basically had a gutful. And what happened is, on one of these mornings, I woke up and thought, oh, I'll have a shower. Oh, you can't have a shower, the water pump won't run, because you have no water pressure because they use an electric water pump to, pressurise the water system in the house. So I thought, oh, bloody hell. And I said, oh, we'll cook some breakfast up. You can't cook breakfast up. There's no electricity to run the electric stove. And that was about the time where I really cracked the sads, and my mum was going, oh, don't get worried about it. And I'm saying, no, I'm sick of this. I'm going to buy a generator. So I hopped in the car, got a whole wad of money out, and first stop was McDonald's to get some breakfast. Second stop was a generator shop. Third stop was the fuel station to fill the generator up. And it did go off for hours at a time after that. And I used that generator. and we have quite a few times, for, well, running water pumps, stoves, other bits and pieces like that, but that is now the generator that I use on a regular basis for the washing machines, now that I'm living off grid. But yeah, that's just, you know, what's happened to the grid here. It's sort of caused primarily by privatisation of the grid, and yeah, that's another segment of when the grid goes down.